Before you close your eyes tonight, let me tell you a gentle story that feels like a soft breeze weaving through the quiet branches of a hidden forest, inviting you to step softly into a world just beyond the touch of everyday worries. In the heart of an ancient whispering wood, where the trees themselves seem to hum lullabies, there stood a small village tucked beneath a blanket of twilight mist. Its homes were built from smooth stones and warm wood, with roofs that curved like gentle waves, kissed by moss and glowing softly under the embrace of evening light. Here lived Mira, a woman with eyes like calm lakes and hands that held stories of quiet magic and long-forgotten kindness. Each night, she walked slowly along the winding paths, her steps soft against the earth, her breath drifting in rhythm with the cool night air. Around her, fireflies danced like tiny stars, weaving light through the blue shadows. Mira's cottage, nestled at the edge of a crystalline stream, was small and wrapped in ivy, its windows glowing with a soft amber warmth. Inside, the air always smelled of wild flowers and honey, carrying the promise of rest. Tonight, something in the hush of the world pressed gently on Mira's heart, a whisper that would guide her to a secret place where dreams could come softly, as if on feathered wings. As the stars blinked awake overhead, Mira lingered a moment at her doorway, watching the silver mist swirl like silk around the trees. Somewhere, deep in the woods, an old magic stirred, not fierce or sharp, but tender and slow, like a melody that folds you into warmth. This was no ordinary night. It was the night when the forest would share its quiet stories if you only listened with your heart. The path through the forest was soft beneath Mira's feet, cushioned by moss and the hush of fallen leaves that glowed faintly in the moon's gentle light. Each step felt like a slow, soothing pulse, breathing her deeper into calm. The trees arched overhead like guardians, their branches whispering secrets only the night could carry. Mira's fingers brushed lightly against the bark of an ancient oak, tracing invisible lines that shimmered with gentle blue light. In this enchanted place, time moved like a slow river, fluid, peaceful, unhurried. The deeper she walked, the more the world seemed to soften, as if pulling a warm shawl around her shoulders. She came to a clearing where the grass was a velvet carpet, dotted with tiny flowers that glowed faintly, soft lanterns in a world woven from dreams and shadows. At the center stood a small well, its stones worn smooth by centuries of quiet wishes and whispered hopes. Mira knelt beside it, eyes closed, feeling the cool air wrap around her like a lullaby. From deep within the well, a melody rose, barely heard, gentle and pure, coaxing her heart into stillness. She breathed in its quiet song, letting it settle beneath her ribs, like the tender drop of rain on thirsty earth. This melody was the forest's promise, a gift of peace and gentle magic, folded into the night like a soft secret. Mira's thoughts slowed, her spirit lightened, and a sweet calm settled over her, wrapping her in soft shadow and moonlight. Beyond the well, the forest opened into a gentle glade where willow trees drooped low, their leaves brushing the surface of a quiet pond like whispered kisses. The water mirrored the night sky, deep indigo speckled with stars, and floated petals from moonflowers that drifted down like soft silken feathers. Mira stepped slowly to the edge and knelt, letting her fingertips skim the cool water. Tiny ripples echoed softly, sending shimmering patterns across the surface. The pond's stillness invited her to rest, to release the day's weight and sink into gentle dreams wrapped in moonlight. As she sat by the pond, a small figure appeared quietly from the shadowed groves, a fox with fur like woven silver, its eyes glowing with knowing warmth. It moved cautiously, tail flicking slowly, and sat beside her with quiet grace. Mira reached out, her voice a soft breath. "Hello, old friend." The fox leaned into her touch, its warmth seeping into her skin like a silent promise of safety. Around them, the glade breathed with soft magic, and the moon's glow seemed to pulse in time with their quiet breathing. Together they waited in the soft hush of night, where time peeled away and only calm remained. The fox's presence was a gentle thread woven through the tapestry of this peaceful dream, a reminder that even in stillness there is connection, and in quiet there is love. Mira's heart opened slowly, like a flower unfolding in slow motion, breathing deeper and softer into the night's embrace. Farther into the glade, Mira noticed a delicate lantern hanging from a low branch. Its glass shimmered with a warm golden glow, casting soft pools of light onto the leaves below. The lantern's flame flickered like a heartbeat, steady, calm, inviting. She reached up, fingers trembling with tenderness, and lifted the lantern down. Instantly, the air filled with the scent of jasmine and soft rain. Around her, the forest seemed to lean in closer, welcoming her with a gentle hush that settled deep into her bones. With the lantern in hand, Mira continued, her steps slow and sure, guided by its precarious light. The path led her to a circle of stones nestled in the soft earth, each stone smooth and rounded, glowing faintly as if charged by the moon's own magic. She sat on one of the stones, cradling the lantern close. The light flickered once, twice, then steadied, a tender heartbeat of warmth in the quiet night. As she breathed, the worries that had clung to her folded quietly away, like dried leaves drifting in a gentle creek. In this moment, wrapped in the lantern's glow and the forest's soft sigh, Mira felt her breath slow, settling into a peaceful rhythm. Somewhere just beyond her hearing, the first notes of a night bird's lullaby began, weaving through the air with effortless grace. Night deepened softly around Mira, wrapping the world in layers of velvety quiet. The stones beneath her hummed a gentle warmth, that seeped into her skin, steady and sure, like the embrace of a dear friend you hadn't seen in a long while. Above her, the willow branches swayed ever so gently, tracing slow arcs against the indigo sky. Their movement was a tender dance, a slow unfolding of peace beneath the watchful eyes of stars. The scent of earth and dew filled the air, a quiet perfume that breathed calm into the space around her. Mira's thoughts drifted, like leaves on a slow river, carried gently toward a place where rest was deep and unbroken. The worries of the day, the flickering anxieties and restless moments softened into quiet ripples, fading further behind her with each soft breath. Her heart opened to the stillness, a quiet sanctuary where time folded slowly, and the weight of the world lifted like morning mist retreating at dawn. The lantern's flame flickered softly, a tiny guardian of this peaceful moment, and Mira felt a warm glow blooming inside her chest. Here, in this forest, wrapped in night's gentle arms, the promise was quiet but true. Rest was near, wrapped in the lullaby of rustling leaves and shared breaths under a watchful moon. As Mira released another slow breath, her eyes closed softly. The world around her hummed in a gentle harmony. The lantern's light flickered, painting soft amber shadows on the stones, and the night bird's song wove a delicate thread through the air, steady and sure, like a heartbeat wrapped in velvet. In this moment, the forest seemed to reach out with gentle tendrils of magic. Soft petals blossomed unexpectedly from invisible branches, floating downward like whispered blessings. Each petal shimmered with the faintest glow, dissolving softly as they touched the earth, a silent promise of renewal. Mira's hands cupped one fallen petal, its fragile edges trembling like a breath held too long. She felt the quiet life within it, the gentle pulse of calm spreading through her fingertips into her heart. There was magic here, yes, but it was slow and kind, never loud, never rushing, just a soft stream flowing patiently into the deepest parts of her spirit. She leaned her head back against the smooth stone, feeling the coolness seep through her hair and into her mind. The night stretched like a warm blanket, comforting and kind, a weave of comfort and safety that wrapped tightly around her soul. No words were needed here, just the soft rhythm of breath and the steady pulse of night's quiet magic. When Mira opened her eyes again, the world shimmered with a gentle new light. The morning was not yet near. The night still held its quiet vigil. But around her, the forest seemed to glow softly with an inner peace, as if wrapped in a secret warmth that only those who listened closely could find. Her feet brushed the soft grass as she stood, each step slow and unhurried. The fox appeared once more, silent and sure, leading the way through the glade toward a path lined with tiny lanterns, their golden light guiding her like a string of warm, safe stars. Together, they moved deep into the forest's heart, where the trees grew taller and the air smelled sweeter, hinting at a secret garden that held the final gift of the night's journey, a resting place woven from dreams and soft magic. Mira's heart expanded with gentle hope. Here, in this quiet place, she would find rest not just for her body, but for her soul. The path seemed endless but gentle, wrapped in a stillness that invited every breath to slow, every worry to ease, and every heartbeat to whisper peace. Finally, the path opened to reveal a garden cradled by ancient trees, their branches heavy with glowing blossoms that bathed the space in milky moonlight. The petals radiated a soft warmth, like a gentle embrace, and the air held the pure scent of lavender and chamomile, a balm for the weary heart. In the center stood a bed of moss, thick and velvety, crowned with cushions plucked from clouds and the soft feathers of twilight birds. It was a place made for rest, for folding yourself into calm and letting the world fade to a shadowed whisper beyond the trees. Mira settled onto the moss, feeling its plush softness cradle her. Above, the stars blinked slowly like kind, watchful eyes, and the gentle magic of the garden wrapped around her like a lullaby sang in a voice only the heart could hear. The fox curled beside her, warm and steady, a silent guardian in the quiet night. Mira breathed deeply, the scents and sounds of the garden filling every corner of her mind with peace. Here, at last, was the rest she had been walking toward, tender, slow, and waiting with open arms. Mira closed her eyes, sinking deeper into the softness beneath her, the gentle power of the night enfolding every part of her being. The stars whispered ancient lullabies, their light threading through her dreams like silver ribbons, soothing and still. A soft breeze stirred, carrying the gentle rustle on leaves and the faintest hum of magic that wrapped itself around her like a soft shawl woven from peace. Her breath slowed, steady and calm, as if the forest was breathing with her, a slow, comforting rhythm that filled the silence with warmth. In this garden, under the watchful stars, time slipped away completely. There was only now the gentle pulse of night, the tender glow of blossoms, the quiet strength of the fox beside her. Mira's heart, once heavy, now floated softly, resting in the gentle arms of this peaceful place. The promise of rest wasn't a distant thing, it was here. It was real. It settled around her like a whispered secret, folding her into quiet dreams as soft and endless as the night itself. The fox shifted slightly, a quiet warmth spreading through Mira's chest like the glow of morning light filtering through curtains. Soft magic drifted in the air, fragile, glittering, like tiny sparks of hope, mingling with the scent of earth and gentle rain. The garden around her seemed to pulse with quiet life, a slow breathing heartbeat beneath the soft petals and mossy beds. the warm stone paths and shimmering leaves catching the faintest glimmers of night air. Mira felt her arms growing heavy, the soft weight of sleep pressing gently against her lids. Every breath became a tender wave, lapping softly against the shore of awareness, easing her closer to where dreams begin, at the edge of silence and the beginning of rest. The night carried her softly now, like a delicate song sung just for her, a melody of peace woven from gentle twilight and the safe embrace of an ancient forest that would watch over her through the quiet hours. Sleep's tender weight descended slowly, folding Mira into a dreamscape of deepening calm. The garden melted away into fields of soft light, where gentle breezes carried the scent of wildflowers, and every breath was lighter than the last. In this place, there was no hurry, no tension, only the slow dance of peaceful moments unfolding like petals in dawn's first glow. Her body sank deeper, buoyed by invisible hands of comfort and grace. Around her, faint lights flickered, not quite stars, not quite fireflies, but fragments of quiet magic that shimmered softly, pulsing to a rhythm only the heart could understand. Mira drifted, surrounded by the warmth of the forest's safe embrace, a place where she could simply be still. And as her lids closed fully, the forest whispered its final lullaby, drawing her softly into deep rest, where dreams move like gentle rivers beneath the surface of endless night. Time became fluid and soft, a slow river weaving through stars and velvet darkness. Mira drifted gently through this quiet space, where colors were whispers and sounds the softest echoes of peace. Each breath, each heartbeat was a step deeper into comfort, a journey onward through warmth layered in twilight's gentle glow. The world outside faded away, and there was only the song of the forest, slow and sure, steady as the pulse of the earth itself. Rest settled like soft petals around her spirit, a cocoon of comfort and quiet dreams waiting just beneath the surface of sleep. Mira felt the last traces of waking thoughts dissolve, leaving behind pure peace, a gentle sanctuary where she could float without care. The night carried her fully now, like a slow tide wrapping her in its quiet, glowing arms. Here only calm existed, endless and tender as a lullaby whispered forever in the heart. Morning was a distant thought as Mira floated deeper into the folds of night. Dreams wove through her gently, soft threads of light and shadow that wrapped around her spirit like a warm quilt stitched from memories of comfort and love. In this place, worries had no hold, just the steady beating of a quiet heart and the endless hush of the safe, endless forest. The fox remained close by, a still presence in the sea of stars, steady as a breathing shadow. Time was a slow caress here, a gentle invitation to rest so deep that the weight of the world could fall away completely. Mira's breath was a melody, slow and low, joined by the tender chorus of the forest's night song. She let herself be carried by the quiet magic, sinking blissfully into the peaceful rhythm of the night, a journey to the place where sleep is soft, deep, and endless. As the velvet darkness folded around her like a cradle, Mira felt the gentle pulse of the earth beneath her, steady and sure. It was a reminder, slow, tender, that she was held, always, by the quiet strength of the forest soul. Her breath came slower now, a soft tide pulling her into a deeper rest. Each exhale let go a little more of the day's weight. Each inhale drew in the gentle glow of night's magic, filling the spaces where unrest had lived with quiet calm. Mira's heart was peaceful as a meadow under moonlight, her spirit light as the soft feathers drifting through the still air. Here, in the hush of the ancient woods, she was home, wrapped in safety, cradled by love, and ready to sleep beneath the watchful stars. And gently, the forest sang its final lullaby, slow and soft and sweet, a quiet blessing to carry her all the way into restful dreams. Now, as you rest here alongside Mira, wrapped in the soft embrace of night's quiet magic, know that you are held in a gentle rhythm as old as time itself. Let your breath fall slow and easy, your heart settle into the calm pulse of peace. The world can wait, the stars watch softly, the forest sings a lullaby meant just for you, a song woven from kindness, safety, and the sure presence of rest. Close your eyes, breathe softly, and drift deeper into a gentle sleep where dreams move like whispers through fields of light, carrying your spirit on wings of quiet comfort. Good night, and let the calm of this story carry you into the sweetest rest.